she?
Didn't they move her to the?
I don't know. I just threw that out there.
I remember correctly.
That would make sense considering most people hate her.
They moved her from Product Zone to
Total Sense. Genius Bar.
Forum. That's what we're calling it now. I have to go through all the names.
She's complaint after complaint I hear about her.
You don't have to worry about it.
Recording.
Not anymore. Ha! Every time. I said her full name. How long has that been recorded?
Just now.
Was it after I said her name?
I don't know.
I need to know this.
I don't know.
This is my manager. We're talking to.
So why are you talking about it? This ain't
She's
a
a
workshop.
lovely person.
Don't worry. Your manager now is Chris George. Chris George is an awesome person. You guys should meet him.
He is pretty nice.
I don't work there.
He is pretty nice, but I think he's fresh to the job, right?
Yes, he just got promoted.
That's why he's still a nice person.
Well, he got promoted to the retail at home stuff.
Why are we talking about this on camera?
I don't know.
See you play on Saturday.
You're using the old Marty McFly technique. Just
Oh,
bang it, see what happens.
Oh, the fan has to come down.
A little remote on the top.
Maybe we could just be silent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Sorry.
Off or low?
I don't have headphones.
Here, just move your mic so it makes sense for you.
I don't have
You,
headphones.
are you scouting?
Wait, here. These are probably yours since you know the I got them warm for you guys.
Thank you.
So good. Let go.
Were you scouting? You're like,
Here.
He does that every episode.
ah, my ears.
Look, it's a fucking cheap thing.
Why don't you stop?
Oh, because it's cheap.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
This is gonna be the running theme.
What?
Because it's cheap.
It's cheap. Everything's cheap. Except the stands themselves. The stands are actually small money bags.
Where did the Toby go?
Wherever Tony is, I haven't told him.
We don't do small money bags. We only do Scrooge McDuck money anymore.
He left his friend there.
Oh no, because she took it from him. That will not work. Testing.
I gave you that. Just remember that.
Oh my goodness. Fuck. Fuck. Am I soft to you guys? Oh no. That won't work.
Rough.
The rumbling you hear is actually my stomach. For those of you watching the video, it is not the small dog on that line.
Not at all.
No.
So, no, I love you right there.
Okay.
Actually, I got space.
I'm going quite fond of you as myself.
Aww, bromancing.
Yes.
I'm gonna go grab a beer before we start.
Okay.
That's okay.
Take that bottle with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, take the cup and pour it in the kitchen so we don't have product placement.
That's right. Unless somebody wants to start sponsoring us.
Not them.
Not
Hey,
dirty,
you.
not dirty apples.
Fuck.
You want a dirty apple?
Dirty apples or chips.
See?
You like them?
No, I'm fine.
Would you
Anybody want
like
it?
your growler?
Anybody need anything?
I'm still foolish. Would you like your growler?
Yes.
Could you grab the lady a growler, please?
A growler. That's not a beer.
Here, go to your mommy.
Hold up, babe. Hold up, babe.
So you scared
Hi,
bueno.
silly lady.
You scared the bueno.
Oh, silly. Stop that. Sit down.
Hey, Toby.
You. You.
Video.
My dog. Okay, I don't give her like, what is it called? Shaken baby syndrome?
Whoa. The views expressed by one of our co-hosts is not necessarily the views of the rest of us.
Would you not?
Shake a baby? Never. Again.
Yeah, it's not recording, so stop that.
Oh. Well, for those of you who can watch the camera, you've just
Guys, look at this pour.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Congratulations.
That's right.
How'd you get up there?
Toby,
Nobody-
stole your seat.
Nobody gets head like Bueno.
You still seats?
Aww.
Down, Toby.
Toby's like, what?
Toby,
Somebody got
down.
up and there's my seat. And, oh,
That's how this works, right?
every time.
Every time.
Ahsoka.
Let's put our phones on.
Oh, yes.
Silencio. Many thanks, Joe.
Can you put the dog on silence?
I wish.
She is very vocal. The vocals.
She's thirsty.
That better be a temporary hiccup.
Oh no. No. No, bueno. You, shut up.
Stop being the dog.
They're love taps. Fix it. Fuck.
What was that?
I mean, it's cheap. Silence, everybody. Stuff is on silent. C's and things.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Oh no, I like to do my test the way that lead singer from Korn does. Fuck shit, fuck shit.
Oh, that's great. Fuck shit. Fuck shit.
Fuck. Testing, fuck, fuck.
Fuck shit.
Okay. We all ready?
Ja.
We recording? You good, Richie?
Doshi.
You
Can
Richie?
you hear me?
Yeah, but it's a bit high. You wanna bring
No,
it
no,
down?
no,
You
no.
can tilt the whole mic
No,
down.
I like it just like
No, because it's way up in the forehead.
right here.
Yeah.
We can hear what you're thinking.
Good.
Yes.
Good for me.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Hi.
Hola.
Hello, everyone. This is Old Book Podcast. We
Yes,
read
yes, it is, and nothing else.
nothing else.
That's right.
We read old books and talk about them. This is the second half of A String of Pearls,
That's right.
aka the Barber of
The Demon Barber,
the
Fleet
Demon.
Street.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing.
Mhm.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. We're joined by the amazing, wonderful Bueno.
Hi again, guys.
Yes.
Hello. And DJ Morsa.
Morsa.
Morsa, yeah, I'll get it right one day.
That's right. It's like morsels.
Morsels?
Yay,
DJ Cabezon.
Thanks, sorry. Whole head.
Go ahead, hearted.
That's right.
This is DJ Not Toca. Well, what do you guys think?
I think there was a book that we read.
Yes.
Wonderful. That's good. I hope you read it.
I was slightly disappointed
Why?
because I didn't want a happy ending.
Yeah, I really was hoping that somehow he'd manage to slip away.
Well, not even that. Why was what's his name?
Which one?
Mark Ingersoll?
Yeah, that douchebag. Why was he still alive?
Hold on, bro. Listen.
Yeah, that's.
Oh man. I mean, you can go. You can go. I'm going to rage over here, and then we're going to talk about it.
I will tell you why he's still alive.
Please.
Because love prevails.
No! I hate that.
For an entire book, I was ready and happy to be like, all right, they caught the bad guys, but a man was a delicious pie, and she's gonna be miserable for the rest of her life.
That's such a horrible thought.
This is a horror book.
I know, I understand,
Give me
but
horror.
I understand, but even the idea that somebody is slitting people's throats so he can rob them.
He's not slitting their throats. He's just letting them fall some amount of feet to a cement slab and.
I will say, I think he does slit their throats if they still survive that fall.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
the initial.
I'm still combining the movies with the book, and
We're not doing that.
I understand, but it's just like the idea that somebody's just fallen
Yeah.
bothers me. And
Falling
it's
to their
like,
death.
It's like I went to the barber and I fell, and now I'm a pie. What the hell?
Well, if you think about it, the person's sitting right, and so when the chair tilts back,
Yeah.
their head is likely to hit first and break their neck as the impact. So for me, like thinking about what it would look like in real life, it's like
Yes.
okay, I can kind of get that.
It's also 20 feet.
Yeah.
20-foot drop.
That's a drop.
That's gonna hurt.
That's
Yeah.
quite a basement.
You could hurt someone with a penny on that.
Could you?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we tried.
I never tried. No.
But the fact that this entire book, like all the setup, is
Mhm.
like, oh, some guy went in,
Mm-hmm.
he disappeared.
That's right.
It sounds like people become pies right
Mhm.
away, and we're good.
That's right. By the way, I was right about the hat collection.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. When they got to
Yeah.
that, when I heard that part, I was like, oh, Dennis is gonna be pleased.
And then for like literally like the last like 5 minutes, it's like this guy that we've just kind of heard of, the new pie baking guy, happens to be him because he went looking for like
How the fuck did he get away?
no, he is an expert planker. Well, the way they described it, he sent the first set of pies up,
Mm-hmm.
then the second set of pies came up.
No, I mean, how did he get out of the chair? How did he get out of the initial thing?
He wasn't in the chair. He was never in the chair. He literally did send a friend with the pearls,
Oh wow.
which is really really
Oh.
weird.
That was a way like
Yeah, that's
misdirection that just didn't make any sense.
right. Which is why I'm like, he should have been a pie.
Mhm.
Well, listen, I read that, and I was like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Like, I was okay with him being dead. Yeah, I was gonna be sad for her, but like, it showed the gravity of the situation of
Some
Sweeney
things
Todd.
are like no take backsies, like you can't go
Mhm.
back.
Yeah, and like, she was really leaning on Thornhill being
Right.
him, and I'm just like, I mean, they can't lean on that unless it's either true or
Yeah.
or some truth to it. Nah, like just they really try to wrap this up at the last second. That's what it felt like. Just try to really wrap it up and put a happy ending on it, put a little bow on it, when like everything else was good about it. I feel like that was a little forced. Yeah, it was nice to find out that it was him,
Mhm.
but
No.
it was also like, but this character didn't need to survive.
Yeah, especially for me, it's just like, okay, you go out of your way from a narrator standpoint to repeatedly drill in the point that this guy's no good. He doesn't handle himself well. He doesn't handle his finances well. She's better off without him, right? Like multiple characters, several times over the course of this book, have said, you know what? From what I've heard about this guy, he's actually really not that great for you. And then for him to be alive and her to end up with him is almost like, it's like not a good ending to this story, because she ends up with the guy who's probably gonna like end up like, he was poor and he went to the shop looking for a job and a station, not knowing that she was alive or anything like that, never trying to like reach out and leave a note and saying like, hey, I fell on tough times or whatever, nothing. And then she ends up with him. It's like, what are you trying to say here? Like that?
It's
No,
like
man.
R&B, like a bad R&B song.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible. I was not about it.
The fact that he survives also makes him the worst kind of luck person you can imagine.
Yes.
He gets on a boat sinks. He gets saved by another boat. Suddenly they ram other boats. People is dying. Everywhere this guy goes, people die.
He's a bad penny.
And then he's like, oh man, I finally got these nice pearls, but I'm gonna send my bro to go do it. Yeah, why don't you get a haircut on the way there? And now his bro's dead. And since he was the cook, he probably ate some of his bro.
Yeah, actually, that's the other thing. It's like, all right, now he's alive, knowing that he has consumed many people because he gorged himself the first night that he was
Right.
down there and lived to know about it. Most of the people who go down there, they don't know, they end up dying, so they don't have to take that with them anywhere. But now he gets to spend his life with a woman that he maybe loves, probably, maybe, and knowing that he's been eating people, including maybe his friend. I don't know, it's just not good. It's
I
not
gotta
good.
point out two things that
Okay.
I had a problem with that. One, I want the extra chapter where where Joanna's like, so you ate what?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I wanted that. And did you notice? Not once did he think of Joanna.
Yeah, no, he didn't at all. He didn't think about, I have to go find my love, I wonder what she's thinking. At no point when we're in his character's point of view are we thinking about some lady out there that's missing him terribly. Never.
Yeah, he's just hungry.
Or he's grossed out.
This man would have had sex with the pies in the beginning.
Yeah,
Right.
he definitely would have stuck a dick in it if he could.
He probably did.
Oh,
Probably.
I mean, yeah, they
it's
may,
almost as bad as the eating it. Oh my god.
they may have cut that part out.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
No. What do we think of Sweeney Todd and his adventures and the whole thing about trying to sell the pearls and then coming back to him via some other dude?
I don't know what to think of Sweeney Todd. I really don't, because in the film, and I know we're not doing the film, but it's just in my, like in the film you understand why he's doing what he's doing. It's a revenge tale. But in the book, it just feels like
They're doing it to get a buck.
yeah, he's just a way to make money.
Yeah, we never even understand or come to learn how it was that he even met up with the pie making lady, or
Yeah.
how that situation got fixed up. We
Yeah.
never find out any
No,
of that.
nope.
It's just at the end of the book, he walks over to his friend and they have a conversation about the money and the
Mhm.
getaway. And it's like, okay, so we kind of figured where this is going because there's been alluding to it all book long, but they're not even like together.
Yeah.
So we're left to assume that they're friends. We have no idea how they got together, how idea they came up with this Ponzi scheme, how they wound up with the situation with the vaults underneath the street where his chair vaults down to there, and how they got the blueprints to know that that would even work. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know any of this, and I would have really liked to know.
Well, I always assumed that even like even in America, like in the old days, they used to make these cellars so that people could travel between, like deliver things not on the street but on underground, like the butchers and things
Right.
do have like cellars and stuff like that, and they were all connected. And like I think there's like the London Underground.
Mm-hmm.
All part of it was also part of this thing where these cellars, they were all connected, and like I think France has something similar. All these older European cities, or people who were cities that were made back then, all are connected so that people could deliver goods that way. And I'm always wondering, why can't you just deliver them on the street? Why you can't just like go to your door and say
Too
here,
crowded?
Probably because the
Maybe.
streets are small and there's a lot of pedestrians,
Yeah,
and so they
and-
figure that way they cut up.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
where were these things when we were working at a Best Buy in a basement, and we couldn't just open the door and receive our goods? We had to go upstairs on an elevator that was not a freight elevator and things like that. It was like,
Yeah, that wasn't
You know,
fun.
one thing that didn't make sense to me now
What?
that I'm thinking about it, Sweeney Todd being very capable, very very quick-witted, and relatively smart to
Yes.
come up with this whole thing, right? Like, he had a plan. He even came up with a way to get rid of the pearls when he had them in his possession,
Yeah.
by completely dressing up to the point where he would alter his voice and go pawn them off on this guy. But he wasn't smart enough to have some sort of like rule for himself, like only one person a day, only 3 people a week, something like that, to keep the suspicion of people going into the shop and disappearing under wraps or on the low. That to me doesn't fit. Like, if you have all this forethought in every single other way, why don't you have the forethought to think, if you take too many people, or if you're allowed to behave, if you allow yourself to behave in such a repetitive manner, eventually you're going to bring attention to yourself. Why, you know what I mean? Like, just.
I would wonder. The
Did
thing.
Yeah, he did. No, he didn't.
He did. I don't think he drew attention for the amount of people. I feel like he drew attention for the specific
Certain
people.
right.
Exactly. I don't think it was because he was killing too many people. Nobody caught on to that.
Mm-hmm.
They were catching on to the fact that specific people were disappearing. So I think he was ready to get out the game, and he was like, let me just ramp it up at the end, make as many as I can, and get out. So and that wasn't really his downfall. His downfall was the fact that homie's just killing people with pearls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one
The
thing
dog.
that always bothered me
It
about.
was the dog. It was all the dog.
The
Yeah,
story.
it's the
The
dog's
story
fault.
is that
Oh, the dog didn't make it.
so many people went missing, and he was always like a point of like
Mhm.
connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like well, I haven't seen this person in so long, and this and that. Well, where's the last person? Well, he was going to go get a haircut, and then it's like, the fact that all these people keep messing, and that you're the common denominator somehow doesn't add up to anybody. Where are the police in this?
Well,
Yeah.
I think one thing he was banking on, and it seemed like the narrator, the author, made a point to kind of illuminate this in every conversation he had, was, oh, so they didn't know you were going to get a haircut. They thought you were going there, and you just happened to stop it. And that's, multiple people that stopped into a shop. They hadn't said they were expressly going for a haircut. They were going from point A to point B, and the haircut was on the way, and it just happened to be that they needed a shave, and they stopped in. But I still feel like he should have had some stricter morals for himself when it came to that, just because, like, we get to see at the very end that he did feel self-conscious and paranoid about it, that he did feel bad. Like, we hear that one comment about how he heard the first scream of the first person for like a week after. So there's a little bit there that tells us he's not completely immoral. He's not completely void of, this thing. Like at some point of him feels bad about it and paranoid and scared of getting caught. But he didn't create a structure for himself. That
You're
would.
wrong. You're wrong completely.
Okay.
And I won't hear any more of it.
Okay.
Because you don't just put people in a mental asylum and make and pay up front so that eventually, if they were just to disappear and be dead and get like, you don't have those kind of connections. It's like, you know what, I'm done with you. I'm gonna knock you out and take you by night to this state asylum, and you'll right away there for the rest of your life, which will be about a year because that's all I'm paying for. And once they're done with, beating you and to sanity, they'll kill you, and they'll fake the paperwork. People who are decent anyway don't have those kind of connections.
And to explain why he wouldn't have a limit to the people he was doing, remember, them pies were making money. They needed the bodies.
Yep.
Like she was doing thousands overnight.
That's crazy.
So there was no way he can slow down. He just had to pick the right people to do it too.
Yeah.
It just happened that this one guy had a dog, and that started the downfall.
Yep.
Me still.
I will say, I know how y'all feel about Sweeney, but I think he was a great villain.
Oh, he was great.
And the reason why,
So many reasons why.
think about it. It's genius. You're a killer barber, right? How many people tell someone that I'm gonna go get a haircut? People like to surprise people with, a haircut. They like to walk in and be like, "Oh, this old thing? Oh, I got a haircut."
I got
But,
a
like,
trim.
Yeah, so I come to think about it, like not many people like announce that they're gonna go get a haircut or get a shave, or they just wanna show up. It's more where you end up.
I wake
So-
up like this.
Yeah, exactly.
We ain't all that lucky.
Flawless. So I think it's pretty genius because that's perfect. You're gonna get a lot of people that fit that criteria that you're trying to find, where they're just not
Right.
telling
And
anyone
if
that
you
they're
are
coming.
on a port city, which seems like he is, because they have an active port there, you will get a lot of first-time travelers that are just popping
Exactly.
in. Yeah. I just like him as a villain because he's fucking wicked strong. They go out of their way to say how ugly he is. He's got a crazy laugh. Like, he's a really fun villain. I would like to see him as truly as he is in the book. I would like to see this book actually as a movie as it is, and not whatever that production was.
So I had a question. Was anyone else disappointed that when they sprung their trap, the guy jumps out of the chair and he's like waiting? Like, I really wanted it to be like Sweeney Todd comes in, he sees a guy like, and then the two cops come. I wanted him to slap one of them through the
I
window.
wanted
Just
to see
one.
a fight. Yeah, I was hoping there would be some sort of fight.
But he just went down.
I was initially disappointed with that, but then I was like, no, it makes sense. These guys scared him to remorse for a second, that it was just the fact that he was sitting on that chair. Oh, goes the deadlift!
Right.
This man just lost it. No
There's
one's ever
no
got.
way
You can tell
that-
no one's
yeah.
ever gotten him like that.
Yeah.
So that was all the amount of preparation that he did for everything. I said done. Did for everything was because it didn't mean anything when he's surprised with someone he thought he killed.
Right. I didn't need preparation.
Okay.
I didn't need preparation. I just wanted one of them to get bitch slapped. Just one.
For sure, though. In the back of my head, I just wanted someone go through a window.
And then they handcuff him. But
anytime you hear of a man that's very, very strong, you want to see them thrash someone.
Well, because he made such a badassness of himself
Yes,
all book
yes.
long, beating people with mops and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, he couldn't have gone down fighting at the end. Like when he realized that he was taken for a trip, and they found him out. I feel like at the very end he'd be like, well, if I can kill these 3 people right now, which I've killed more people more violently than this, if I could do these 3, I can make a dash for it. I can run upstairs, grab my money bags, and make a fucking run for it, and get out of town, and screw all of this, and screw the lady that I just killed, and Mrs. Magpie or whatever, and leave. I was really hoping there'd be a fight, and there wasn't.
I don't understand why he had to kill her though.
Because she's complicit. If he doesn't kill her, he has to give her money. And she knows what he's been doing.
Yes.
What do barbers hate most? Loose ends.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh, Dennis.
Oh no!
Dennis. No.
How long have you been waiting for that?
It just came to me.
Dennis, you're fired.
I can picture Dennis like 5 days ago, like sitting in front of his desk. Like, damn it,
That's right.
I need a zinger.
No,
There is a moleskin sitting on my desk where I'm feverishly writing.
It's like
My time is coming.
You know, you're fired. Bye. No. Terrible. Anything else? What else?
I didn't like
Ooh.
the idea that there was this place where you could just take people. It really bothered me that you just take people and just say, hey, they're crazy because I said so.
Oh,
It
yeah.
bothered the hell out of me.
Why?
Just the idea that on your word, like I understand now, like if you put somebody in like a mental hospital, have them held for a couple hours, for like a psychiatric hold and things like that, there are procedures. There are there's legal things you have to do. You have to say, okay, we're holding this person, not of their own will, to protect them. This is for their own good, not just because I want to keep secrets.
Mm-hmm.
And like and I'm gonna take them to this place that's far off, so nobody can hear them scream. It's like, who says stuff like that? It's like, you don't seem to have any neighbors. Why? So you won't hear anything. Like these people I have here, they usually scream a lot. And until we kick them out of screaming, they're gonna be screaming a lot. We wouldn't want to bother our neighbors with all the kicking and the screaming.
I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, it's like, so just the idea that there's this place where people just go and throw people like as if they were trash. Or like some like people pawing kind of thing, and then it's like I'm tired of kicking this person. I'm gonna kill him, and
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna kill him, and then call the authorities and say, hey, they died of whatever I say they died of, and I need a certificate so I don't get locked up for that.
I appreciate that.
I mean, it sounded like at least when the guy was telling Sweeney Todd all the stories, he had a very particular way of doing it. But like, so how crazy is your sister? She's 100 pounds crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
200 pounds crazy? Oh, now that kind of crazy I can deal with.
Yeah, that kind of crazy we can fix that.
We've got ways for 200 pound crazy. Yeah.
The guy was a scumbag,
right.
but he's a scumbag. We understand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was really like there were times where like the narrator, the omniscient, narrator, just really like went in on
You watch those $10 words.
the issues. What's up?
You watch those $10 words there. We're at a $5 show.
No, we're not. I'll throw you out.
When they're talking, start talking about all the problems with mental health facilities in that area, that made me think of like the stuff that we had with like Reagan and stuff, and how all those places got shut down and all those people that had issues became homeless.
Yeah.
So it's just like I think about that, and then I think that they were definitely trying to throw some lesson in there, like, hey, let's not forget about that terrible stuff going on in this country.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a weird place to put it in, but it also did the part of making you understand how easy it is that they got away with that. Putting people away from no reason.
Yeah,
Just because of that money.
I mean, his scheme was, when he explained the full scheme, is like, once a year I have an actual doctor come in, just show him the really crazy ones, be like, you're doing a great job. Can you sign that paperwork that says that? So just in case someone comes, you're like, no, look, a doctor said I'm doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They just happened to, that brick, I don't know where it came from. They hit him right in the head. Weird.
I was gonna say I appreciate that very nuanced conversation that the kid overheard. Was like, yeah, his particular form of dementia is really bad. I don't see him lasting long. Like, I could see him lasting like another week, and just my experience with this tells me he'll probably die. And I'm just like, nice, real smooth.
Well, how about when what was it, Fogg?
Yeah.
And Watson are talking, and they're still doing the whole like, that dementia, and then at one point Watson's like, wait a minute, why are we still talking like this? I'm gonna kill him. It's like no one else is in the room. Wait a minute. Like that's when you've been telling lies for too long. When you start telling them to each other, like
it becomes a normal mode of conversation amongst people in a closed room. Like, that crazy brick is loose now. What the fuck you mean? I'm gonna lose the brick and drop that shit.
There's a lot of like comedy, like veiled comedy in this, and I love like when they're I think it was near the end at the pie shop. you know which conversation I was talking about where I'm talking about where Sweeney is talking to a customer or something or
Yeah, he's like, why don't you try the pie?
oh yeah, about the guy that he just killed. You know,
Yeah.
And he's just like that was so dark and so funny. Like it's really interesting to see, you know, and I guess because it was a Penny Dreadful that they could get away with stuff like that. But like wouldn't expect that in a book, like a regular book.
Oh, the one you know, why don't you go ahead and have a pie? I'm sure you'll find out very soon what happened to your friend.
Yeah, like
you'll
who
know.
says that?
Yeah, that thing. I was
So
like,
funny.
I see what you did there. That's cute.
Like I remember when we were listening to it, I was like, oh damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
He's like, go ahead, have a bite. You'll figure it out.
It felt a little Hannibal Lecter-y. Like it almost felt like I would be surprised if there was like an epilogue and it's like Sweeney Todd sent the letter to the person to let them know that pie had his friend. You know what I mean? Like some way to like actually let him know what had happened after the fact.
I mean, if she was in the room when they revealed everything, I'm sure she'd be like,
She might have been.
people in the pies? My husband disappeared and
These pies were extra delicious.
That's right.
What did we think about the whole story that woman in the cell tells the kid, which felt very like out of nowhere and really didn't seem to tie back into anything at all.
It's not the only time that they did that.
they needed to fill in a couple of pages and they're like, let's have someone else tell their story. I appreciated it because they gave me a story for this lady. They let me know who she was. They made me feel bad, like, oh man, this poor lady, her aunt died and all this stuff. And then she's almost close to escaping. She falls and kid's like, sorry lady, I gotta go.
Yeah,
He just breaks
we both get caught or I get out. Bye.
Yep. The beat is like that. I'm sorry. Like,
it's like they gave me all these things like, oh man, I kind of, and there she goes. Because you know once she fell, she has now tried to escape. She gonna get a beating.
that's right.
She'll definitely not make it through the night.
That's right. Gonna be a lot of bundles in her cell. He said that's what they did. They put the bundles in, like, you get there's a bunch of hay in your cell, and it's like, why? Too big to do, soak up all the blood.
I mean, that's why I think that story was actually kind of smart. You know, for them to introduce a character very late in the game, and you're thinking maybe this character has significance besides the fact that she's the one that she's what the Deus Ex Machina. There to save the day, you know, with a plan. But damn, she did not make it. And when it comes to the story that they told in when Fogg tells Sweeney that story, I'm just like, why are we hearing this story? Is this gonna come back? No, it didn't come back. Like, but I guess it was just to show.
Adds a little more relevance to the character, I guess.
It also shows what Fogg is capable of, what more he's capable of, and yeah, you know, although I at one time I just didn't see the point of it, I was with it. Like I was intrigued.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. As far as tangents go in books that we've read, this is definitely like one of the nicest, like
Not so extreme
not so
tangents.
extreme
That's right.
ones.
That's right. Tangents can be fun sometimes.
Can you move closer?
Yes.
Because you're like 100 miles away and you sound 100 miles away. Yeah, that doesn't help.
Just making sure you can hear me.
I want to hear you better.
La 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 la.
I guess we'll see.
I like it when she talks slow. She talks softly. She's going into her killer mood. When she talks softly, it means she's gonna murder someone.
It's touching my face now. Is this close enough?
We'll see.
She said as she picks up the knife.
Favorite parts of the book?
Favorite part.
That first crash. There's like that, the first time he sends the little boy away on an errand, and when he comes back, all he hears is a crash. There's a crash, and all of a sudden, the man's hat is all that's left of him, and it's like you wonder what happened to the man. And so there's all these chapters in between when you find out, and it's like, and even if you don't have the source material of seeing the book, hearing of knowing what the book is about or seeing the film before, you can just like, well, what happened to this man?
Yeah.
He
Why
was
is the dog still there?
Yeah, why is the dog still there? And this hat and this cane,
Yeah.
why would he go away in such a hurry? Did he get his haircut finished? Nobody likes to leave there before they got their hair finished.
Unless he started laughing.
Yeah.
The guy had to leave.
Yeah, like, why would he leave in such a fright? So it's like it was a very good part of the book for me is where it was like, what happened? Whereas with like it just makes your mind go all these places because you're just reading a book. It's not a show. It's not a TV show. It's like, what happened? And you just makes you want to read faster.
Yeah. For me, I think one of my favorite parts of the book is when the kid is his name is Tobias, right? It is Tobias. So when Tobias actually like gets into the house and he's looking around and he's opening the cupboards and he finds the hats and he finds the jewelry and he finds all these things. It was it was so suspenseful for me because I'm like, at any moment this kid's gonna turn around and Sweeney Todd is gonna be there and knock his head clean the fuck off, like smack him so hard his head pops off of his neck. That's what I was like nail biting. I'm like, oh my god, is Sweeney Todd gonna come home and find him in his house? Like, what's gonna happen? And he didn't. But it was really like intense for me, like listening to him finding everything, and then hearing as Tobias is like, no, all you have to do is go to his house and you'll see the things. There's evidence that I'm not lying, I'm not crazy. Go to his house, you'll see all these things. He's been killing people, and the fact that no one was like, you know what, this kid is kind of like well-rounded in every other way except this one thing. Let me, just investigate this. That never happened. But also that highly suspenseful moment where Tobias is rummaging through Sweeney Todd's house, and I'm like, oh my god, is Sweeney Todd gonna come home? So much fun.
More stuff?
So, there were several things I liked. One of the tangent stories. I appreciate what Fogg did to one of his clients, where he gave him hot, brandy? Didn't really tell him. So the guy's like, my insides are on fire. He's like, have some water. What's the big deal? I'm like, I like this kind of douchebag. It's like he's doing all this dirty business, so he can't even talk back to you. So you treat him like shit too. Like, I like that kind of bad guy. Second, I actually like the whole church thing because it actually filled in a question for me. Because yes, they're killing these people. They're making wonderful pieces of meat out of them. But you still have a skeleton.
That's right. Damn,
and you have the other entrails and things. Where do you throw them? I think it's brilliant that they were using the church catacombs. Because it's like, I mean, dead bodies are supposed to be there. But of course, if you pile enough of them up and the smell, and it's messed up that these people go into church like, smells like death, but go on, son. Exactly. Tell me about Jesus.
And the Pope comes through and is like, I ain't coming back here. I don't care who the fuck. I don't care.
Right. It took someone high up in the church like, this is not right. We're in a church, people. I'm not coming back until one of y'all fixes this. So they go in church and they're like, I like how the guy opens the door, finds it. We have to go. They don't tell you what he saw, but we can imagine. He saw a pile of dead bodies. And he's just like, and he tells the other guy, and the guy's like, don't leave me. It's like, dude, you work here.
And it's got to be skeletons because it's like they're using all the meat.
Right.
And innards, maybe. Well, anyway.
So for me, so I definitely kept seeing Johnny Depp in my head. But not the same Johnny Depp that we saw in the movie, in the musical. I just saw him and then being this asshole. And it kind of helped me. Because, I know they had like some illustrations online if you look for them, but, I just wanted to see, in my mind's eye, what he looked like. And I always equated it to the movie, and how different it was and how much I kind of liked that. And like even to the part where you said, when you said when you said that, the fact that they're already, you don't get to see what happened. I believe it was you that said that. You don't get to see what happened that caused this. I like that you don't have that, because who just goes from I'm gonna kill people and make money to I'm gonna kill people, make it into pies? Like, that's a big jump.
Well, you need something to do with the meat.
For sure, but like, making it into pie, that's pretty gruesome. Like, and they did it in their own way in the movie. Just made it into a song, and it turned into, oh yeah, okay, that's how we got here. But like, I would have liked not to see that. I would have, and I'm glad that we didn't. We got to experience, the middle ground of it and figure out the thing. But I'm saying all this, and I gotta say, my favorite part, bitch slap scene. Come on, I can't get past it. It was, just bitch slapping everybody. It's too great.
Sorry, I just thought about it again, getting hit in the face with a dirty mop.
I was just, because we're left to infer, right? Like the woman's not preparing the meat. Obviously, the guy in her cellar that's making them using the machines, he's not, because he just finds the meat there. Which means that Sweeney Todd is not only like dumping, like killing the bodies, he's also having to like cut them up and butcher them and prepare them. That's some crazy shit when you think about it. Like we don't really like they never say that in the book and they never disclose who's doing it, but we have to assume that it's him because he's got the tools, sort of, with the knives and stuff. And so when you think about how crafting and cunning it is, and also kind of a craftsman to be able to like cut this meat into stuff that somebody in a cellar preparing meat isn't asking, like, this looks like human flesh. Where is this coming from? Mm-hmm. They don't get it. They don't ask questions. They're just like, they want to know where the meat's coming from, but they don't ask what it is. It's like, it seems, I guess, close enough to what they get at the local grocery store. So that for me is just like all the extrapolation. I like all the room to extrapolate and like kind of come to your own conclusions on things.
Even if you think about that, the idea that they're putting it in pies even is more ingenious, because then you don't get to see the meat.
Right.
All you're doing is biting into these bite-sized, like, mouthful pies, and it's like, oh, this meat is delicious and it's warm and it's it's soft and like it's because they're
savory
and savory meats, and it's like who cares what it is, and it's all saucy and everything. It's like nobody's thinking, well, the sauce is blood that came from this person, and like it's been ground down in the basements of this establishment, and this woman's serving me delicious human meat, and it's like, well, how do you keep away from that sort of thing? It's like the pies. It's like, oh, if I can put this in a delicious dough, you'll never see that it's a finger that you're eating or a toe or something like that. It's like,
do you think they use that, or do you think they just mostly stuck to like the big pieces, like the thighs and the fat?
Well, they say they ground. There was a grinder in the area. So I assume you don't know what it is. Even if you looked inside the pie, you probably wouldn't really know what it is. But I'm sure they use all the meat.
I don't know if they would use, because I feel like those are the things that would end up decaying and smelling bad, or like the fingers and the things that are.
Well, I assume because of the way they described the smell, what he didn't use was like intestines, the brains, things that.
What you mean, brains is meat?
Things that are difficult to disguise.
Yeah.
I don't even think he was worried about disguising them.
Because if you're grinding them, and all of this, it's not going to be the same color, same shape, nothing.
Yeah.
But clearly he left something behind to make it smell. Because if it was just skeleton, then
I'm sure that was.
That's why I think it would be like the fingers and those things that you can't really do, and they're not worth the squeeze. Like the lemon's not worth the squeeze in that case. So try to pull some meat off with fingers. What the hell are you doing? Wasting your time. Okay, so did we get through everything? We got through.
Well, I gotta say.
Okay.
With all this talk that we were currently, the pies and all, there's nothing that worried me more, or that not worried me, but like got in the back of my head. Every time he's shaving someone, he goes, "I'm gonna polish you off."
Yeah.
And it's just initially for me it just sounded weird, but I was like, this is probably part of the times, right? But then at one point, one of the customers was like, "What do you mean?" Or something like that. And it was just like, "Oh no, so I'm not the only one. Like, who just says I'm gonna polish you off? Like,
shine your face."
Yeah, I mean, I know that that's a saying, but there's so much like sexual undertone. And it was just I don't know if it was just me. So to hear another character that's not Sweeney Todd kind of like confirm that, I was like, all right, so I'm not crazy. That just sounds a little.
I did catch that too, and just the idea that he would like he had like this kind of innuendo just flowing through him, like not only am I a killer, I'm a horrible stand-up comedian as well, kind of a thing, and it's like
he laughs at his own jokes,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you call that a laugh.
Yeah.
I wonder what it sounds like.
I really do too.
It's like,
what is it? Like a high pitched noise that sounds like it came from some other place in the room, not him. To the point where every single parent's like, "What was that noise?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "I laughed."
So he missed his calling as a ventriloquist.
Is it Fancast time? Did we get to everything that?
I think so.
I think so. We talked about the church and the whole thing, and the lady and all of that.
Yeah.
Before we Fancast, I do want to use the bathroom because I've been drinking water. So.
You come back and then because I want to talk about one last thing.
Okay.
I have to pee.
This is where we cough.
Does anyone want anything from the kitchen while I'm out?
No.
If you're editing this right now, I hope you're having a good day.
sound like we're playing something.
I
Like
don't
we're
know,
like,
I'm
like
just-
well, I'm pretty sure they don't have a basement in here.
I mean, we do. The super lives there.
Oh. The way her head popped up was so nice. Kind of creepy. It was very Jurassic Park.
Are you a raptor? Are you a raptor? Actually, I too
Sorry,
will not
does
go
anyone
deposit
want
some
anything
right
from the
here.
kitchen?
Mm-mm.
No, but I would use the bathroom.
No.
Naked.
No, I'm
Thank
fine. Are there any sweet treats?
Yes, we
We
have
have cookies.
cookies
Yes, I'll take a cookie.
of the sugary kind.
Ooh.
I mean, chocolatey chip.
Ooh.
Yeah, babes.
Ooh, albóndigas.
I'm good, thank you.
You want half one?
I got. So now that they're gone, back to me and Dennis cast. Let's talk about what we really want to talk about.
What do we really want to talk about? Why is she growling? You know where you're hurt.
I don't know if he mentioned to you, but we have a new board game that he wants to play. I would love to play. It's the villains, but the Marvel one, which is like
No, you did. Oh, not this time, Marvel.
yeah, but this one is it's kind of a division of its own. It's
Okay.
it's not it's not like a true expansion. It's just
Okay.
in the line of, and it's Thanos, Hela, Killmonger, Taskmaster.
I've already picked my character.
I'm Hela, and one other character.
Of course,
I'm
I'm
Killmonger.
Damn you.
I'm kidding.
Probably one. Yeah, so we have it. We were hoping maybe we could play after.
Sure, what-
I was
what
telling
is
them
game
about the
called?
Marvel villains game.
Ah, yes.
Did you want a cookie? Or later?
It's over there.
Yank.
I mean, Dennis has played the Disney villains before.
I have.
We have now a Marvel version.
What character did I pick? I don't remember.
Anyway, one week ago, you can just say
It
before
wasn't
we
Ursula.
go into fan casting. There's one more thing I want to say.
What'd you want to say? Oh, bueno.
Ariana, you can cut it starting here. So there's one more thing I want to say. You know, this character gets introduced late. The magistrate. What's his name? Sir Richard.
Yes.
Something? Yeah.
So
Gets
Richard.
introduced late, and I'm thinking, I'm skeptical because Sweeney Todd has gotten away with everything. And mind you, Sweeney Todd has come back upon the pearls. Like, how G is that?
That's
So-
why I was like, really? It came like, how did they come back to him?
Such a great villain that, like, even fate is kind of on his side a little bit. But then this character gets introduced, and you're thinking, like, what can he solve this quick? Bro, he was good. Like, he was like the Sherlock that just showed up and like, oh no, I'm just gonna solve this whole thing. And it was initially I was a little annoyed. Like, bruh, there's no reason you should be getting away with like, figuring all of this out so quickly, and putting it together. But it was good to see him at work, and obviously I was happy to see Sweeney just get freaked out of his mind when he saw him in the chair.
Yep.
So I think that was a great character. At the same time, they definitely rushed that for sure.
Yeah, the author was like, I'm tired of this story already. On to the next.
Yeah, but I just think it's good to mention him because that was such an interesting character to bring halfway, not even halfway, like
At the end, it
more
just
than
comes
that.
in at the end. It's just like, put the button on it.
But I guess that's what happens. You gotta leave it to the professionals, and they literally brought one in and killed it.
Yep.
So that's all.
No, that's dope. So fan casting. We'll do the real fan casting to start.
Okay.
Like who you'd actually like to see play these characters. And one of the things that occurred to me as I was thinking about what Sweeney Todd looks like and his character reminds me a lot of, or I very forcefully picture Samuel L. Jackson's role in the Django. How he had like the crazy hair and the bug eyes and that kind of attitude. And I wouldn't even be surprised if in some interview at some point Tarantino was like, yeah, I really like the Sweeney Todd character, and that was kind of like my inspiration for that character. And so I kind of like to see Samuel L. Jackson play Sweeney Todd because he is tall, he's strong, he's got the hair that you could shove like scissors and swords, not swords, but like all sorts of crazy shit in there. And if you pick it out the right way, it would just stay and look like a headdress. And the right character and the bug eyes and that like he could probably even do like a good laugh. I'd like to see that character.
See,
like
now that you've mentioned Tarantino, I'm taking back to our earlier conversation that we had off mic, where we were talking about Django, and now I'm thinking Sweeney Todd on a plantation, and it's not going good in my head.
No.
Oh my God.
Not going good at all.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
It's gonna take soul food to another level.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Maltesa. Okay. So Samuel, I was kind of thinking Samuel L. Jackson's too, as like a Sweeney Todd, just because I think he's a great actor, and he'll do anything.
Right.
Not only that he can do anything, he will be.
Right. But I would like to see a serious role, not like Samuel L. Jackson playing Sweeney Todd as Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
I want to see him
Sweeney
do
Todd is snakes on a plane. No.
Just whispering a motherfucker.
No, I don't want that. I don't want to hear that.
I'm gonna cut your hair, motherfucker.
Yeah, no.
Like no.
Sweeney. No, like Sweeney Todd. No.
I'm gonna polish this motherfucker.
You gotta polish you off, motherfucker. No, we don't. No,
and now the podcast is rated MA. Mature.
I don't want that. No, stop that. You stop laughing. She don't like it.
So a serious fan cast. Sweeney Todd for myself. Other than Samuel Jackson, I think I would like to see a younger. Obviously not now because he's a little older. Guy that did Hannibal Lecter and Anthony Hopkins. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, both.
Anthony Hopkins as a young, like when he was younger, for him to do a Sweeney Todd, I would like to see that.
I don't know if I put it. Mads Mikkelsen, I think, would be.
He would kill it.
Yeah,
he would kill it.
Yeah. I don't know if I put. I think I might put Anthony Hopkins for the magistrate, for the guy that comes in at the end and just kind of solves everything. I think that would be cool.
I like Mads as far as Sweeney Todd because he's got the long body.
Yeah.
I wonder how. And I don't mean to cut you off, Lena. I know you probably have a good cast for this, but Doctor Strange, who was
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said no, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I thought you said Doctor Strange Love.
No.
I don't know how I got that. I'm like Peter Sellers.
No, the Pink Panther shouldn't play Doctor. Play Sweeney Todd.
It could be interesting. You. It's my dog growling.
Cumberbatch.
She doesn't like happiness.
Damn, that's a good one.
Cumberbatch. I think he would be great at it.
Yeah.
But until you said Samuel L. Jackson, I thought that there was only one person for this role.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna stick with it though. I can only see Gary Oldman doing this.
Oh, he could do anything.
Oh.
This man is a chameleon, and I think he could totally kill that.
Yeah.
I once saw him play.
He's done some really interesting characters.
A black pimp and never put on any blackface.
Yeah.
And I believed him.
Yeah.
True Romance?
Yes.
Amazing film.
Amazing film.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
What about you, Morsa? Who do you pick? Do you pick any of these?
I like Mads.
Say it again.
I like Mads. But who else would I pick?
I'm thinking of the other characters while you.
Just the idea of a Sweeney Todd whose real name is Mads. It's perfect.
I'm just rethinking the description in my head. Because not only is the hair, but they described his face as
ugly.
Ugly.
Yeah.
And I think Mads can pull it off because he has an odd face.
Yeah.
He's not ugly, but his face is kind of boxy, but also has like a.
They could dress it up,
Yeah.
and it could go that way.
Yeah.
To the point where I think at one point some characters like, did he look like the devil? Yes, he looked like the devil. I've never seen somebody so ugly.
Yeah.
My non-serious choice.
No, we're not there yet.
No. I'm saying
No.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying. Said my non-serious choice is based off of his looks. For sure.
Okay.
So that's all I got.
Save it.
Wow.
We're not there yet.
I got you.
It's obviously a European actor then.
I think for the woman, I'd put Kristen. What's her name from Twilight?
Oh, yeah. One face.
Yeah, one face.
Kristen Stewart?
Yeah, that one. I think she'd make a great like that
Joanna?
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
Joanna,
Uh-huh.
because
Because
there's
she
only
goes
one
away
face.
quickly.
You know who I'd like to see do at least one more serious role now?
Who?
Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, yes, that
Oh,
would
definitely.
actually be really interesting. Based on his performance in the number
That's right.
23, he can do that darkness
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
And he can make all the weird
Yeah.
faces. So
Yeah.
with enough prosthetics,
And I'm
he
sure
can
he could
pull
do-
off that.
Yeah.
He could do the laugh without any,
Yes.
any,
Right.
any kind of sound works. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
he can be weird. I mean, he did Count Olaf in.
It was such a good Count Olaf.
In
Yeah.
tell me what the name.
Series
is.
of unfortunate
Thank
events.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, me gusta. Who is the other main
Damn,
character?
that was a good choice.
Jim
Yeah, that's a
Carrey.
good choice. I think that's my
If you're
favorite. Of
listening to
all
us,
of them,
Jim
I think
Carrey.
that's my favorite.
Do it.
Yeah.
But do the book, not
Yes.
like the.
He's got to be Joe Biden first. I
Suppose,
cannot wait for that.
well, I heard
He
the
did,
first
he
one's
did,
up.
He did it Saturday. Yeah.
The first
He
one's
did?
up, yeah.
He did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
we're
did
gonna
it.
watch it after this.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on. We have one face for the one face role,
Mhm.
and are there any other main characters that we can cast?
I guess we
for
gotta
this?
cast
Oh,
the boy.
I want to cast.
Oh, yeah,
I want
the
to
boy.
cast. Big Ben. Big Ben.
Oh wait, and you like the
The
Beefeater
The Beefeater.
Yeah.
the
Big Ben,
Beefeater.
Beefeater has to be The Rock.
in a real role? Yeah. I can
Yeah,
see that.
because
Yeah.
he's massive for no reason.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's a prison guard. That's all he is.
Wait, who's the lady that almost kills her husband and the Beefeater?
Oh,
Mrs. Oakley.
Yeah.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Oakley has to be Helena Bonham Carter.
Okay, I mean that's kind of an easy go-to, but I'm thinking maybe somebody else.
Who?
Helena Bonham Carter.
Bellatrix.
Mrs.
Bellatrix
Love.
Lestrange.
Hey guys,
Ah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd the movie.
Got it.
See,
No,
I need to cast her in a regular role.
What is this lady's name?
What role is she in? Some one of these two will know it.
2 words.
Misery?
Oh, Kathy Bates?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, she
That
can
works
do
for
it.
me.
She can do it.
Yes. And the
See
kid. Who plays the kid?
Children
Okay,
actors.
I'm not really up on my child acting
Right, it's like,
game,
yeah,
but
yeah.
No, my mind is going to like young
makes me happy
actors
for
that I
some
know.
reason.
Like
That you don't know. You just don't have a catalog of children running through your head.
oh god. A catalog of children. A terrible phrase. I'm thinking of people who were young from when I was young, like Kristen Dunst, Jake Gyllenhaal, like those kinds of like who was young that because that's my catalog.
Yeah, same.
It's like
Same.
people who are
Because
now
the first
not
first
children.
person that came to my head, who's definitely an adult now,
Yeah.
is damn, now I can't remember his name.
What movie?
AI and
Haley
Oh.
Joel Osment.
yeah,
I
Haley
See
Joel
Dead?
Osment. Yeah,
Is that the
yeah, I See Dead People. Yeah,
That would work.
yeah.
That would work.
So if we can go back in time, Haley Joel Osment could
Yeah.
play it.
Actually, now that I think about it, Kristen Dunst could make an interesting Joanna too.
Yeah, and I don't know those actors' names, but one of the male actors from Shameless from Showtime, because they play dirty rich children so well. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I guess.
Did we
no,
cast
I was
Big
gonna
Ben besides The Rock? No, right? Beefeater?
It would definitely be a WWE actor. It would be
John
him.
Cena.
It would be John
Oh,
Cena.
yeah.
No.
If he could do a British accent.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. Were you gonna say Bono?
You
No,
can't
I mean
see
I was
me.
trying to think of what child actor, but I honestly really can't think of one.
I'm so glad.
Macaulay Culkin.
No, maybe. Although I feel bad watching him get beat
No, I-
mercilessly to inches within his life.
I definitely want to see him get a haircut. Definitely.
Is it?
It would be him or his brother. His brother's I like as actor.
Wait, are we talking about the non-serious ones yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
That's what I'm like. Are we there yet?
I was like, wait, because you said The Rock, and I'm just like,
No, sometimes we cast him in real
No,
stuff.
okay.
well, no, because that's the
I
thing.
said
I'm
The
just
Rock.
like, he kind of fits both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said The Rock for a serious character because one, I think he's a good actor in the roles he chooses. Two, he's amazingly huge, and I recently saw a picture of him where I was like, is that a Halloween costume? No, that's his body.
Oh God.
It was just like him in a pool,
Uh-huh.
and and he was just showing his legs, and his legs looked like otherworldly, like they didn't belong to him. Like, why do you look like that? Who are you running from? I feel like he's a battered wife, and he's just trying to get stronger to protect himself from his
goodness.
husband. It's ridiculous.
Well, one of my favorite memes is like the only thing that can make The Rock look like a sissy
Yeah.
is The Rock, and it's just two pictures of The Rock, one from 1980
Exactly.
and then one from now, and you're
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ,
There's no reason for a man to be this big.
Facts.
and continuing to get
It
bigger.
can't get bigger. It's like I have to get up in the morning. I had a cookie and it made me fat. It's like, what are you fronting from, mister?
He has many cookies.
Yes.
It's
Many
part of his
cookies.
binging food.
Yeah.
Alternate podcast.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's start with Queen.
Oh, Sweeney Todd. If you put like Steve Buscemi in some good makeup,
Oh yeah.
some good
Oh.
good wig.
Yeah.
I would
I
see
could
that in
totally
the
see
real
that.
life.
Yeah, I want to
though.
see that movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's-
I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would work in real, like actual.
Yeah,
thing.
Steve Buscemi,
I
definitely.
like that. Yeah.
You know, he's got a unique face. So
yeah,
that
no,
would
it'd be great, and he can make also the faces
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
He's
noises.
got a rubber face too. Yeah.
Let me think who I would alternate
Um,
cast in this. Who would be really ridiculous and terrible?
Alternate fan cast for Sweeney Todd. I would say Jack Black. If
That could be fun.
As a comedy, I would see
That
Jack
could be
Black
fun.
as Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. No, that would actually be a lot of fun.
And he could definitely do it as a musical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Man, Tenacious D covering
Yeah.
all those songs. Yes.
Yes.
Dear Jack Black, please make this happen.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of someone truly terrible for this role.
I don't know about terrible, but I've been wanting to cast this guy now in a lot of things.
Who?
What is his name? Dude does the voice for Iago.
Oh,
You could
Gilbert
cast him
Gottfried?
for something.
Gilbert
Yes.
Gottfried.
No, I got it.
Did you cast him for something? What would he be? Sweeney Todd. Really?
Because think about it. Imagine him doing a crazy laugh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that voice.
It's just so loud.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, the ringing in my
I'm
head.
gonna polish you up.
No, I'd have to watch it with the volume all the way down and just watch him speak and hear him in my head. I also have a really good alternate for this.
Go ahead.
Mr. Bean.
Oh yeah,
Roland
Roland
Atkinson.
Yes,
Atkinson.
from the
Roland
faces
Atkinson, definitely.
and the gestures and just like his like cackle, like that
Yes.
like laugh
Yeah,
that
the
he
laugh.
does.
He's also a British
Oh,
actor, so we
that
don't have
would
to
be
worry about the accent.
so
It
good.
works. That
You
works.
just put a
That could
funny
almost be a
head.
serious cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird when he doesn't speak much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
Yep.
see, and yeah, I would love to see that.
Rest in peace, but Snape. Snape would have been a good
Ooh,
serious cast.
yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
really good. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Sad.
Can't even think of his
Made
real
it
name.
fun.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
I like
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name. Don't glare at me, because the one actor I can't whose name
He's
I can't think of.
important.
The Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That would be. So, the other characters, we have to do Joanna and the boy and the beefeater.
Well, again, the Beefeater can be The Rock.
Yes.
No, but it has to be ridiculous. It has to be
Oh,
something
oh.
that doesn't make sense.
Okay. So then we have to do someone tiny. Very tiny.
Sure.
Um,
Or like big in a different way, like not muscular.
then we have to do the standard crazy fan cast, which is Esteban's pick for everything. Shatner.
Oh man, him doing that whole monologue when he's talking to
Yeah.
a woman in Shatner.
Exactly.
Oh god.
You killed me.
I just want to see him eat all that food he ordered.
Oh wait, are we not gonna cast the jailer? The person who runs the crazy house?
Fog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I see him more serious. Like
Yeah.
I can see like any amount of like serious actors, but
Mhm.
I mean, if I think about the funny one or the definitely off one, John C. Reilly.
Who's that?
Okay.
You ever seen Blades of Glory? Talladega Nights.
No.
If anything,
Oh
yeah,
you
she
don't.
doesn't do silly movies.
I think he did.
His best work.
Magnolia.
His best work,
I got
Good
nothing.
shot. Good
John
shot.
C. Reilly's best work was in Step Brothers.
No, because that movie is overrated.
Movie is amazing.
Although, as
He's gonna
much
put
as
his
I
nuts in
don't
your
like
drum set.
Will
Oh, yeah.
Ferrell,
His best movie is Dewey Cox.
Yes. Okay.
You
Walk
never
hard,
bought
yes.
drugs, not once.
Not once.
This is an old books podcast. I
Yeah.
don't know if you know. So we're just gonna stop talking about that, right?
Will Ferrell as Sweeney Todd.
Oh, for sure. For sure, I can see that.
I really don't like.
I like him so
Will
much.
Ferrell at all, but I would see him in this.
I like him. But
Which one's Will Ferrell again?
how dare you?
The one with the hair.
He won a Mark
I
Twain
mean, they're all
prize.
one
How do
with
you
the
not know
hair.
him?
Will Ferrell?
How dare you?
Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
They gave him that?
Yes.
Like I know they gave it to Chappelle, which well
Yeah.
deserved.
This
Of course.
guy.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it too, but it just, he's so silly. He's
That's
so
the point,
sick.
right? The alternate fan casting.
Yeah, but when I think of like our silly fan casting, I think of people who are just this is ridiculous. How dare you, kind of thing. And
You're
for
right.
him, I'd be like, okay.
You know what? You're right. You're totally right.
Uh,
I'm sorry. He's right. He needs to be Tobias.
Will Ferrell as
Yeah,
Tobias?
I'm talking about like he's still got the shorts, the kid shorts. Like he's not. There's no updated
More
shorts for his
cowbell.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is horrible. Wait.
ooh, we didn't put him in anything.
who?
You said more cowboy, and of course,
Walking.
I'm thinking Walken.
Ah,
Walken
yeah,
has
yeah,
Walken
yeah.
as Sweeney
Wow.
Todd. That could work in so many ways.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll polish you off. I
I'm
will.
gonna polish you off. Wow.
Now I want to watch a walking through.
Yes.
Have you guys have seen walking throughs? The
No.
video game walkthroughs?
No.
Oh no, yeah, I have. I
Of
have.
Borderlands?
I've
Oh,
only
so
seen
good.
one, and it was
Ribbits.
him doing.
Ribbits?
It was him doing Mario.
No. There's one where he does Borderlands and he's complimented by Morgan Freeman.
It's
And they're doing the walk.
Yeah, him trying to get Morgan Freeman to play Borderlands. It's fucking great.
It's hysterical. So we'll watch that after this.
Okay.
But yes, I like all of these things. But you have to cast your repertoire. That's
Sean
all.
Connery.
Sean
Yes.
Connery,
Mm.
Keanu Reeves, William Shatner.
Oh, we haven't casted Joanna at all, have we?
Not crazy like no.
Oh.
We could do Mr. Bean as Joanna.
Oh yes.
No.
Kristen Wiig.
No.
Shakespearean Sweeney Todd.
No.
And all
I mean,
women are played by men.
Right, if you're gonna do that,
Mhm.
then Sean Connery will be her.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Expressing his love.
Yes.
Oh God, it hurts
I'm
me.
looking for Mark English.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, I thought when you said William Shatner, my brain auto corrected that to William Shatner
Yeah.
playing Joanna.
Oh my God.
It's the, like,
William Shatner playing a young woman.
when she's having that conversation and she
No.
goes on for 9 minutes, like, no, I will listen to the whole thing.
That's what's perfect. You get Sean Connery to play Joanna, and when she's having the conversation with the other little girl, that'll be William Shatner. These two old guys.
Oh.
Yes.
I want a table
William
read of
Shatner
this.
doing a nutty professor type thing. He plays all the
But
characters.
the real question, the serious question is, do we want them to say it in their normal everyday voices, or do we want to try to have them read it as women, where they take their voice up a couple of octaves, and so you have William Shatner and Sean Connery reading as women in light voices.
Well, yes, for William Shatner, but you have to remember Sean Connery doesn't have to do that. I always go back to this. In Red October,
Oh my God.
Oh yes.
he played a Russian, but still had his Irish accent, and none of us questioned it. Scottish.
Don't insult.
And none of us questioned it.
Oh no, we all questioned it.
No, we didn't.
I did not. I was just like,
I still question it to this day.
no, you can't question that.
We all watch him. We're like, yeah, that's what Russian
Makes
sounds
sense,
like,
yeah.
right? Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume Russian sounds like drunk.
I think that's what he's going for.
So, did we hit it all? Did we get it all? Are there any other people we'd love to see play these roles, either crazy or not crazy? We didn't do
Who
Beefeater.
wanted to play the dog?
Oh,
Who's gonna play the dog?
The dog could be voiceover, right? Like the dog is sitting there and we hear his thoughts.
No, it
I
has
ain't
to be.
eating that shit.
I think if
Kevin
we're gonna,
Hart.
Kevin.
Kevin Hart plays the
Oh.
dog.
Oh.
You motherfucker killed my master.
What is that, like powder shit? I ain't eating that.
I'm just hearing him bark, and it's fantastic.
Wait, no, we have.
He has no lines.
Yeah.
But it's Rob. Rob, motherfucker. Rob.
Well, then that would be
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L.
For sure.
Jackson. Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry. I just keep hearing it.
There
It
you
sounds kind of like that.
go. Yeah, right. Let's grab it again because we're having too much fun.
That's right.
Oh, the babe.
Yeah, I think that's it. We got the dog. We got the ladies are played by older
Older
science fiction actors and
Keanu Reeves?
I
Does he get a spot in this?
I don't think we said Mrs. Lovett.
it's Keanu Reeves. Then.
Oh, that's true. We never cast her
Mrs.
at
Lovett
all.
is played by Keanu Reeves.
It all counts.
That's right.
No matter what, serious or not.
That's right.
I mean, he just smiles and everyone falls in love. Some people think he's evil.
He just walks in and like does the hair
That's right.
thing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
my meat pies.
Oh God.
That's fucked up. I hate that. Oh, my meat pies. No.
I really hope they get to hear this one day.
Hopefully, we'll see. Anyway, any final thoughts? Lasting opinions, fan casting the book. Anything? Yes.
I think
Yes.
we should have Mr. Bueno back for more podcasts.
I agree.
Oh,
You're
God.
welcome back for all as many episodes as you want.
Thank you.
But he's a very busy man, so he might not be able to join us as much as he'd like.
Whatevs. Come back.
We will make that available as every time we can. We will have Bueno back.
Yes.
Yeah, relearning to read is very difficult.
Fundamental. Fundamental.
But it's also really fun. And I'm grateful for the experience. I mean, it was back-to-back works
Yeah,
that I got to
intense.
read. And it's more reading than I've done in years. And I'm for it, you know? Especially these were, I don't think you guys choose bad books.
No, they're just old.
No, they're all, but they're also, some of them are weird.
Look, I
They're
picked one
weird,
book.
but we like weird.
Yeah.
I picked
You know,
one book,
live
and I
for
didn't
it.
realize I picked it, and now I'm shamed for life.
Yeah, you are.
What book was?
So our last book was
Flatland.
Flatlands.
I've never read.
I didn't know I read it, but apparently I suggested it, and I came in here with all piss and vinegar. Who suggested this weird book? And the answer I got with wide eyes from Esteban was, "You did."
Yeah. With the text message.
We had to show him
Yes.
here is you suggesting it.
They had the receipts, and I was amazed.
Yeah, Flatlands.
But- So you could know the entire title of this book. Flatlands, a romance of many dimensions.
The main
Whoa.
character is a two-dimensional being that visits a one-dimensional space and a three-dimensional space, and it's funny and fun and really fucking weird.
Yeah.
So when is Christopher Nolan directing this movie?
Oh, that's true. Okay, that's true.
Scary enough, this has been made into
Oh
movies.
no, really?
Yes.
That was my reaction exactly.
You know what? You
You
know what I'm looking forward to? Old Movies podcast. There's gonna be a spin-off, I bet.
yeah, I mean
And-
eventually.
And you're gonna watch movies like that. I mean,
No,
how-
it's on our
uh,
list of movies to watch because
Oh, really?
it's got Martin Sheen in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
How old is this movie?
It's in the 90s. It's a 90s colored yeah.
Not to
it's
offend
weird.
any of the elder audience.
Yeah.
We can consider that sort of old, right?
Yeah.
What's
I guess.
what's the cutoff for old?
I don't know because I grew up watching old movies. So for me, old movies aren't even that old. Like,
Can I say-
I'm not a good reference here.
Can I say that if we ever did a movie podcast, we'd have to do a horrible movie podcast, and that would be me recommending Tire.
No,
Or-
no.
Oh, Rubber.
Nah,
Rubber
see,
was good.
nah,
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, let's wrap this up. Any
Tangent,
final
sorry.
thoughts? Any final comments?
No, I think we covered it.
What are we reading next?
We'll figure that out.
Oh.
We always end up cutting that part out of the episodes because we never actually stick to the things we talk about.
Oh, okay.
Final
Well, no,
thoughts? You want to
I
shout out where people can find you if they want?
Oh, yeah. Bueno?
Everywhere.
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm grateful to be back. You guys are awesome, and this is.
Maybe you'll join us for the next one.
I mean, I'll see what I can do, but you can always find me on IG at always_stay_focus. Always stay focused.
Yeah, he's one of those underscore people.
You'll also be tagged in the photos that we share on ours, so if you want to follow through,
That's
you
right.
can do that too.
You can find DJ Cabezon at DMeloBK on Instagram and Twitter.
I thought you were about to say at DJ Cabezon.
No.
Boy, you made it.
I can't spell in Spanish.
You should change your name to that.
I should. I might add that. Because who doesn't have several accounts on
Right.
Twitter and Instagram?
Right, and then you can post ridiculousness.
And I'll just get a Photoshop picture of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. You know all the things.
What's with all the motorcycles today?
It's been a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Loud
Lately,
like loud stereos. And
It needs to get
motorcycles.
colder really fast.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll help.
So thank you, gentlemen, always from the bottom of my achy breaky heart. Thank you guys for joining me on this tale of luck reading these books, and thank you to the listeners who are listening to this. Very, very appreciated. If you want to support the podcast, the best thing you could do is just pause it and just send it off to someone who either knows the movie, doesn't know the book, or has read the book and really likes it, or has never read the book and might be interested. All of the above. You could pause and send it. Share us with your friends.
Yeah, I would really like somebody to say, if only if it's true. Hey, I listened to your podcast, heard about a book, went and read that book for myself, and I hate everything you said about it, or I agree with everything you said about it. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, comment on our stuff. Let us know what you thought about it. If you agree with our points or not, that would be awesome. We'd love to get some interaction with some of our lovely listeners. And if you have suggestions for books that you think we should read or you'd love to hear our take on it, you can reach out on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Old Books Podcast. And we have an email, suggestions at oldbookspodcast.com, where you can reach out directly if you want to. If you're not big on social, you can email us, that's totally cool. And without anything else,
and
we'll be back.
It's books with an S. It's plural.
Old Books Podcast.
Yes, it's not an Old Book Podcast.
And there's no
We've read more than one books.
Yeah, we read old books.
Yes.
Awesome.
And with that, and that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and let us know what you thought. And bye.
Bye.
Bye. Later.
Adios.
Go. Open up the windows again.
I feel like that went real quick.
It was good. Yeah, it was an hour. It was only an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
the other one I think was the last week.
The
Was
last one was also about an hour.
Hour 15.
Yeah, and then the one before that was like almost 3 hours.
This felt like
Was
it
it?
just went like quick.
Yeah.
It didn't
So
feel like
the
it.
way that we did this past 2 episodes is not how we normally do things, where we do it back to back. Normally we'll do 5 to 7 hours in 2 weeks. So whatever we pick next, we're not going to meet next week, we'll meet the week after. The reason why we did it this way is because the Halloween episode is uploading the same week as our normal scheduled episode. So this gives me time to edit and then continue on with the cadence of recording every 2 weeks to edit to have uploaded for every 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
So that's so you know that this isn't like an everyday thing where we're like meeting every week and cramming through books on real fast. That's not how we do things.
Yep.
No, I don't think so. I mean, these were short.
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
fairly short, so it wasn't even that. I was grateful for the things. I got caught up during the week, so that's when I realized I was like,
fine.
I'm behind.
Yeah.
And so-
no, we were all like
Yeah.
crunch time. I think that's how we get through most of
I
our
was about like 3.5 hours behind yesterday.
We
and I
did
just-
4 hours today.
Yep, that was basically what I did
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah.
So this episode, Halloween is gonna come. So the Halloween episode is gonna come out at the end of October. Last week and this week will come out in the 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks in November. So whatever we do is gonna go right into Thanksgiving holiday. If you want to join us, of course you're welcome to.
Oh, thank you.
But if we want to do like a holiday themed book, we can decide what we might want to listen to, or not. We could just say fuck it to the holidays and do something totally else and different.
Let's do it war themed.
I don't like war. I mean, we can do whatever. Eventually, we'll read everything, but I don't like war.